Hey guys, so I was testing the other day, building some other deck, and I was getting bored of the decks that I was testing against, and I found one I hadn't played in ages, dusted it off, and it was Whis, Godly Mentor. This deck used to be my favourite back in the day. I topped with it a few times, I think probably every time I played with it actually, until the next set came out, and I remember losing badly with it, and I'm like, oh okay, Whis is no good anymore, so I hadn't touched it since. But I left it sleeved up because it was one of my favourite decks. Just pinched a few things out of it, like the Vegeta counterplay and the super combos and whatnot. And I just forgot about it. And so I'm playing against Whis, and yeah, Whis is still fun to play and it's still strong. It has its weaknesses, but on its day, it does well. And so that got me thinking, well, set 12 was a while ago now, and there's been a lot of good yellow cards come out. What can I do to make this deck stronger? So here's my deck list as it was before I left it. And, you got the obvious stuff like Vados at 4 is essential. Whis, 1-drop is essential at 4. You got the Vanillas. Vegeta and Goku Disciples at 3 each felt like a good ratio to me. The super combo is Krillin. I did experiment with Bulma for a time, which is a super combo that came out later, but Krillin is pretty much the super combo for the deck because the Vegeta and Goku deities disciples, you don't want them in hand, so it's good that you can bottom deck them with Krillin. Bulma sending out an SOS. This card's pretty important in the early game. If you haven't got Vanilla in your hand or your drop, you want to combo with them. That's the whole point of the deck, if you don't know. And so that's always good to dig them out of your deck. She becomes irrelevant after the first time you get one in your drop, because at that point Vados can play them from the drop. Beerus in Awe of the Golden Emperor is at 4. Two reasons for that. It's pretty funny attacking with your vanillas, they think the attack's over, and then you combo with Beerus and then they restand. And as my secret rare is Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I want as much 15Ks in the drop as possible because hopefully I can get 4 in there and play Gotenks for 4 energy. There is an emphasis on 15K battle cards in this deck. Routine is only at 1. I feel like it used to be at 2. I must have taken one out for some reason or another just to fit something else in. Ox King is at 3. Ox King's pretty important really because nothing's got barrier, so you want the barrier. Vegeta's Final Flash, very good card. How could you not put it in? Fired up Super Saiyan Son Gohan. This is a little cute bit of tech that I like playing in. You attack before you're bored and all that, and then Gohan restands, however many he restands. And then you can combo with them if you're really desperate to, or otherwise they're safe from attacks. Vegeta the Insurmountable, the promo, I guess I only had 1 copy of him at the time, but now I have 2, so that's one thing I put in. Piccolo Precision Strikes it came in the same set as this Whis deck, so that's why I put it in. It's not really that useful, but the deck always did so well that I never felt that I needed to take it out. I like having a couple of battle cards that are negates as well, so I can combo with them or I can negate with them, whatever I need to do. And then we've got 2 Spatial Transmission, which goes with the deck because it plays vanillas, and 2 Paternal Bonds, which is just been a favourite negate for me for ages. It's a cute little one where you rest something to rest one of your opponent's battle cards, so you basically stops 2 attacks in one. So you could rest, your 1-drop Whis or something if you're in that position. So what has come out since then that would be good in this deck? Well, there is the power of a Super Saiyan, pretty good. Although Vados, the Unison, has an ability to rest battle cards, or +1. So power of Super Saiyan isn't like an automatic inclusion in this deck. Like I said, I got a second copy of Vegeta the Insurmountable, and I also have 2 copies of the promo Master's Aid Whis, which is also useful in this deck. We got Son Goku Steadfast Assistance. That's pretty good yellow good stuff. I would probably replace the Piccolos with these. Son Goku Return of the Dragon Fist. That's yellow good stuff. That is good. I think I will like to put them in the deck because you got your little hits, but it'd be nice to have a stronger punch. Lord Slug Super Namekian isn't a card that came out after this deck, but it is a card that people have been finding useful a lot. You got Forbidden Power. I don't know how I feel about Forbidden Power because it doesn't actually negate the first attack when you use it. I was thinking, Turles all too easy, but that needs a yellow Saiyan leader, which Whis is not. And as for secret rares, I have more options for this deck now. I have Pan, which is fantastic secret rare. Would work well in this deck because I'll have a big enough board to play her for free. And I also have, thanks to Mythic Booster, Sal Zeno. which probably could work in this deck. Like, you get a big board, so it wouldn't be too hard to successor it off. But I do like Gotenks. It's very funny when you play him and all your opponent's battle cards skills are just, they have no skills. And most of the battle cards in this deck have no skills anyway, so it's not hurting yourself. So what I'm going to do now is stop recording and go fiddle with this deck, test a few of those ideas I just mentioned. And once I have a deck list that feels good and I'm happy with and ready to share with you, I will press record again here and show you the new deck list. So I'll see you in 2 seconds. Okay, here we are. I've fiddled around with Whis. I've bought some cards, waited for them to come in the mail. It's taken forever, but here we go. I'm going to skip explaining the cards because I hope you know what they do. This is an old deck and the video's kind of running pretty long already. For Unisons, very obvious. For Whis, pretty important for this deck. Now, this is what I got in the mail. We got 2 Whis Sweet Gathering. So this card does 2 things. It gets vanillas from your deck once per turn, and it also has like a deadly defender thing going on where if you have 2 skillless in rest mode, your opponent can't damage your leader, or can't attack your leader. So 4 skillless Gokus, 4 skillless Vegetas, 3 Super Saiyan Blue Gokus, and 3 Super Saiyan Blue Vegetas. Now we have 2 Vegeta the Insurmountable. So that guy comes out when one of your skillless cards is KO'd or removed. So that's pretty cool. Beerus in Awe of the Golden Emperor is at 2. I would like it at 3, but I can't really fit it. Another thing to point out is I've taken out that Bulma card that you combo with and it gets a skillless card. And I've taken that out to fit in Whis Sweetly Gathering. I feel like I miss Bulma being in the deck, but I can't fit everything in really, can I? Now we have Ox King at 3. So he puts barrier on your boys. That's pretty important because otherwise everything's pretty easy to remove. Now we have some counterplay stuff. We've got 3 Vegeta Prideful Transformations. And we have 2 Goku Steadfast Assistance. So that's the new set 15 stuff that we can throw in. And then either one of those will help you pull out Poutine, the Dark Sorcerer. And also so will the Unison. For negates, put Spatial Transmission at 3. Now, I almost was going to take this counter out completely, but Whis Sweetly Gathering makes this counter attack more important. Because if you have Whis Sweetly Gathering and you use this negate, you end up putting a vanilla in rest mode. So that's gravy. 1 power of a Super Saiyan. I think 1 is okay because I have a lot of stuff putting things in the rest. We don't need to go crazy with it, but I could be persuaded to bump it up to 2. 2 Vegeta's Final Flash. And then our super combo is Krillin. Now, Krillin is important because we don't want the Super Saiyan Blue cards to be in our hand, so Krillin fixes that. Now we have some heavy hitters with Goku, Return of the Dragon Fist, and then the secret rare is Gotenks. I did try Cell Xeno, and it's just too hard to get out. You got to wait till turn 5, and then your opponent is wise on the idea that they want to clear your board. Okay, guys, that's the new deck. I hope you like it. And by the way, interestingly, I recorded the first half of this episode like 2 weeks ago or something, and then I had to wait for my Whis Sweetly Gatherings to come in the mail and all that. Finally recording the second half now, and since then, the new blue Whis stuff has been revealed. Not too up on what it does, but potentially there's some crossover with the yellow stuff from this deck, whether you could use the blue stuff in this deck or the yellow stuff in the new deck. We'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully Whis stays strong in the new meta. And just when I did think I was finished recording this audio, another night of reveals have given us Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku Future on the line. This card could work in this deck. So it's a 5 cost and it evolves for 2 energy on top of a yellow Goku with an energy cost of 3 or less. So that means you can play it on top of the skillless or on top of the Super Saiyan Blue critical Goku. And when this card is played using X Evolve, switch it to active mode. Auto once per turn, Spirit Boost 1. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So you could attack with a vanilla, use your leader ability to kill it into the 3-drop, attack with that. That will KO something in rest mode and it'll be a 20k crit. And then you can evolve on top of that again this will restand, and then you have dual attack, and another rested card will be KO'd. So that's pretty good. There is a Vegeta version, although unfortunately it doesn't work the same. It won't work in this deck, because this one, it evolves on top of a Vegeta with an energy cost of 1, which I don't have any in this deck. Anyway, that's enough of adding in reveals. Let's just say this video is finished, and now I'm going to edit it. Alright, see you later.